can we honestly just agree that the religion that we're fighting in Middle East, that it's not compatible with the West? I think we could all agree with that because of all the terror that we've had, all the situations that that's been taking place all over the world. It shows that it is not compatible with American values. It's not compatible with Christianity. It's not actually compatible with any religion. To be honest with you, it's not compatible with itself because there's so many divisions of it to where that's why you have people like Saudi Arabia not liking Iran. That's why you have, Syria not liking what Afghanistan's doing. I mean, it's so divisive. It's kind of biblical, isn't it? Well, today we're going to talk about how General Mike Flynn brought up the point that it's not compatible. And man, the blowback he got. Representative Ogles, man, he has went viral all because he said one thing that I think honestly 70 to 80% of thought-provoking Americans would agree with. We're going to discuss that. And then we're going to talk about the turns and how we see what we're doing right now because of the hatred towards Trump or Israel. You're seeing the left embrace Islam. We're seeing the woke right embrace Islam. You're actually seeing the fall of American empire. And when someone calls it out, it's actually looked at as demoralizing against the Constitution. What? Unbelievable. We're going to discuss all that today because it deals with the heart of the issue. And to be honest with you, this is why it's so important of a video and topic that we need to deal with, because I think people like, that you watch this show, you would agree with me. But sadly, the ideology is turning to where Christians, where, the Jewish race or Israel or conservatism, it's all not special to people anymore. You're starting to see a movement towards either paganism or Islam. Wait till you hear these stories. We're going to talk about New York. We're going to talk about all these places. It's crazy what's going on. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Thank you so very much for being here today. This is a little bit more of a serious video because I want us to understand where we're at in the severity of the situation. Let's go to what Mike Flynn stated first, and then we're going to kind of maneuver on to what's going on with everyone else. But just listen to what he said. It makes perfect sense, and it's sad that he's frowned upon, and of course Representative Ogles is frowned upon because of what they say. Listen, I'll say it again. Islam and its laws, Sharia, are not compatible with our constitutional laws and rights. It simply will not work here in America. We need to take these things serious, and he of course tagged Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Pam Bondi, and mostly everyone in the in the administration. It says what we're seeing is these bomb attacks that are happening in New York City. You're starting to see people take up for them and not the people that they were trying to bomb. He said it's not compatible. I love what he stated here too. Did you hear what he said? He said it's not compatible with our Constitution, laws, and rights. Now, Rick Grinnell, which is a LGBT alphabet, supporter, lives that lifestyle. Part of Trump's administration. I don't agree with it. I don't like him. I think he is not a true conservative. I know he's not, but he's just like all the rest of these guys who call themselves conservative, but they don't live a conservative life by no means. But anyways, he comes out and starts dogging out Andy Ogles and Mike Flynn and other people like it, saying that you're hurting their constitutional rights of freedom of religion and freedom of speech. No, there's a difference here. When you have people aggressively trying to harm you, tell you they want death to you, ultimately spit on anything and everything you believe in and want to take your rights away, I don't think that's freedom of speech and freedom of religion. That is true hatred upon a nation that is founded upon Christian values. Now I know all these woke right and all these leftists believe, no, that's not true. It is true. Look at the founding documents. Look at what they wrote in the Mayflower Compact. Even if they were not believers, they believed in something. They believed that we were supposed to be free and that we were supposed to stand together. Okay, if you don't have the Christian perspective, what about the fact that we should just actually care for each other? This group of individuals are wanting death to you. Prime example. Let's go to it. It's just unbelievable. The two that decided to go ahead and throw these I don't know, these projectiles into the crowd in New York City. If you go, they went in their house and raided it. It showed that they were complete supporters of Islamic behavior. They were complete supporters of the terror groups that they were trying to be and emulate and be like. I shared this yesterday. I want to share this just yesterday. This came out, and you believe that they're compatible. They're not compatible. Listen to this list. Listen to this list. This religion has taken the lives of 613,000 in Syria, 380,000 in Yemen, 240,000 in Afghanistan, 500 in Sudan, 300,000 in Iraq, 62 in Nigeria. That's thousands, by the way. No protest, no outrage, because it's against their own people. No one wants to talk about that. Iran, they said it was upwards of 50 to 70,000 just since the first of the year in January. Listen to this. Let's keep on going. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about here. The leader of CARE, which is a Muslim group in America, trying to, basically, this is what's so funny. Again, lobby your congressman. This is what he says. He said, we're coming to ultimately take over. We're going to be the wolf in sheep's skin. That's an exact quote by him. All right, I'm going to give you a list. Listen to this list, a long list. Won't you listen? The Libyan U.S. Embassy attack, the USS Cole attack, the Charlie Hebdo attack, London Bridge attack, Kenyan U.S. Embassy attack, the beheading of Daniel Pearl, 9/11, 7/7, Boston Marathon, Ankara Airport, Manchester, Pan Am, Iranian Embassy, Air France, Moscow Theater, the Nice attack, Paris attack, shoe bomber, Orlando attack, Beltway snipers, the foot hood shooter, underwear bomber, Westminster attack, 2005 Bali bombings, the murder of Lee Rigby, Madrid train bombers, first WTC, Ankili Laro attack, Bombay attack, Sydney Bondi Beach, San Bernardino, Sunborough, Minnesota Mall, 2002 Bali nightclub, Bada Mina attacks, Beirut embassy bomb, Yazidi massacre, beheading of French priests, Buenos Aires bombers, Cobor Towers bomber, Beirut Marine, Beijing school attack. I just named a list of them. Every one of those were done by this faith. Sam Marouk, meet Jordanian-born Texas-based businessman Hussein Marouk, which goes by Sam because nobody wants to go by Hussein. He's been bankrolling some of the most outspoken people in Congress. His contributions, $7,000 each, and his family. He's doing donations in all their names. So 35 to 40 grand is going to all these people. Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Summer Lee. That's all Democrats, right? Yeah. I mean, you'd think, well, they're all Muslims too. The other two that he's been given to the most, Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're not coming to you and worried about what you think about them just on the fact of, well, this random guy's throwing a bomb out in New York City. They're also coming after the lobby. They're coming after the money. They're coming after the influence, and it's working. This is why it's not compatible. Now, we're supposed to talk about what Andy Ogle said because, man, he's going to probably end up having to resign or even, maybe even censured by our own Republican leadership. Just watch. Hear me out because none of them have backbones like he had. Wait till you hear what he says because I trust him. I actually followed him, and I sent him a message saying I support him. But before we do, a word for today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Augusta Precious Metals. One thing I've learned so personally is that when I look at my money and I see it in the stock market, have you noticed this last week? If you owned anything in crypto or the markets, you saw your money go up and down. And then on top of that, you see the inflation, the interest, and the spending is taking away and eating away at your cash. Did you know since 2020, your value of your dollar has lost 20 to 25% of its purchasing power? And after these last few weeks, it's probably even more volatile than that. That's why I have personally purchased gold and silver. I believe in it. You know why? Because it's been around for not hundreds of years, not decades, but thousands of years. That's why it's important to me. Because I see what's happening in Russia. I see what's happening in places like Iran. I see what's happening in Zimbabwe. I see all this currency falling to pieces. But what's been threadbare? Gold and silver. MaxLovesGold.com or text the number below. You probably have some money in some kind of 401k or some kind of IRA, or you have some money that you're worried that it's not going to have value, like your cash. Let Augusta help you. Have you seen the gold and silver market? It's still climbing. It's still climbing. It's still hitting record highs. And the one benefit about Augusta Precious Metals, they not only Do they believe like you? They believe in America. They're highly rated, have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Let them help you, guide you in putting your money that's volatile, your stocks that are volatile, your equities that are volatile, maybe your cash that's volatile, in something that's safe. And there's nothing better than having physical gold and silver in an IRA. Now, if you could buy gold and silver and put it at home, great, that's awesome. But for the majority of people, they can't do that because their money is in markets. And they're worried if they take it out, they're penalized. Well, they can help you move it. Let them walk you through the steps of what they've done for thousands of Americans. Put their money in something that has value and holds value. Not just for a country, but for thousands of years. Go to maxlovesgold.com, text the number below, they're going to send you a guide. They'll walk you through the steps, and they'll be with you all along the way to know that we're going to give you peace of mind to know that that cash is not losing value. Let's put it in something that holds value. Check with them today. I'm going to go to what Andy Ogles said, and man, I'm telling you, it's gotten millions upon millions upon millions of views. But just something so simple he said. Listen. And you would say it, I would say it. And the sad thing is that he's got Republicans pushing against him. Muslims do not belong in American society. Pluralism is a lie. That's always stated. And you should see the blowback and the kickback and the madness that people have. I love what this guy said, and sometimes he has a very, very crass way of saying it, but Mike Davis said, if this was Christians or Catholics that did all these attacks that I just mentioned, if it was the Christian name that was destroying all these areas, if it was the Christians bombing the 12 or 15 other Christian countries around them, do you believe that the Democrats would love upon them? Do you believe that the woke right would come alongside them? No. No, they wouldn't. See, we're building a hatred towards the humanity and the people who actually care. Go look at the videos. Just go to any open... You're going to have to probably go to X because they're going to be the only ones you're going to actually see the truth. Go in there and just put in there, what is Sharia law? How are women treated? How are children treated? How are these people treated in Muslim countries? Just go watch the videos. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research, and you're going to start realizing how this will not fit in American society. And we're allowing it to fit in American society. Listen to this. This is just crazy. Zohar Mamdani, after what took place, after Chancellor Obama is there, after he is a believer in this, him and his wife, and we went over these stories, guess what? He hosted Muhammad Khalil in his house to celebrate the situation that took place. This man is hosting an open terrorist in his home. Literally. One that is openly supportive of Hamas and Hezbollah and all these other terror groups. And you tell me we're allowing him to be here? There was a call. Listen, this is from ABC News now. This is not some right agenda. This is ABC News. That's the leftist agenda. It says, the U.S. has now intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated from Iran saying operational triggers are set. Sleeper assets outside the country need to be released. It says it's open to a federal government alert because now we're starting to see that law enforcement agencies need to know that it could be activation time for a lot of these sleeper cells coming from Iran. And you have a mayor and several representatives that wear this same religion that tell you that what's happening is completely normal. That it's their freedom to do these kind of things. No, it's not. Andy Ogles has gotten kickback, blowback from Republicans, from Democrats, from the right, from the left. And sadly, all he said was what most of true Americans, true mainstream Americans believe. This religion does not fit with ours. I'm sick and tired of everybody stepping on the typical conservative Christian family and telling us we're wrong when we're just trying to save our nation. Why do we want to see what's happening right now in Great Britain, France, Germany is going to happen here if we're not careful? What happened in Canada, it's fallen. I mean, it has fallen, just like all the rest of the European countries. If we're not careful, it's going to happen here because we lack leadership. We can't even have other representatives stand with Andy Ogles to say this. Even on the quote-unquote conservative, they won't touch it. They're like, oh, I'm scared. I'm in midterms. I can't say stuff like that. See, we don't have any backbone when it comes to politicians. Now, Trump does have a backbone. And I'm telling you, if he comes out, if I'm just stating for the obvious, if he walks away within the next 2 weeks with less casualties than what Biden had in the withdrawal of Afghanistan, I don't want any more casualties, but I'm just saying, if he has less than that, and he took out the whole, the whole RGC, or at least all their they still might be a barking dog, but if he took out all their assets and then also all their leadership, and we have someone in there that actually is going to work as an ally, you watch. Even though that is probably one of the biggest, most successful situations like Venezuela, people will not get them credit, and they will take the side of the Muslims that are literally decapitating people over in the Middle East. You're already seeing that. The left is like, I mean, look, Josh Shapiro, the governor who's going to end up running for president, the centrist. He's not centrist. He cancels his fasting. He makes this big post about canceling his fasting because he wants to eat with Muslims. And you have all these Democratic congressmen, senators, they're all showing pictures of their Muslim buddies. Propaganda and defeat. That is what we're seeing right now. It's disgraceful to me. And you know what? It's time for Christians to be bold as lions. Don't support people like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Thomas Massey. They're getting funded by these people. I love how all these woke right will be like, well, Apex funding all these people. So you're okay with the Muslims funding these people that want death to America? That is their literally their call to action. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Zohran Mamdani goes and spends and celebrates a supper, not only with a terrorist, but then he goes to a mosque and does the same thing. Complete celebratory situation about what's going on. Is that what real leadership looks like? That's what you're going to get if we're not careful and we don't have good leaders. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. I'm just a little mad because I just get sick and tired of all this. I'm hoping that Trump ends this, is successful, and that way it makes all these people just go, I guess, cry to their mama. It just kills me. It just makes me so upset that we're even at this point where we're embracing this religion that wants to harm us and harm our families. Unbelievable. Guys, let me know your thoughts on today's video. God bless.